Are you and Molly doing your weekly voice memos? So I honestly don't think I had any idea of what I was walking into because you guys always ask things that I never even would think about talking about. This seems like Ken's unfiltered. Ken's unleashed. I can just literally say whatever I want and no one will hear. And we have a very exciting reveal at the end of this that I have yet to show on YouTube. And I have to say, in college, it's really easy to just do the fun things and forget about the important things. Actually, just teched the first NYU show and I was videographer, very fitting. Do you miss competing? Oh my gosh, Paris Hilton was here.
Sometimes I wish that I could just quit, but then the other times there's nobody better than this. Even though you never listen and you're always right, and I guess I would've never fit your type, except for that first night.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 4 of Stop Talking Kenz. Today, it is just me, as you can tell, and I thought it is time for a much needed little update recap video because obviously my life is totally different. I know I've been vlogging and podcasting with other people, but we haven't just sat down and chatted, just the two of us, in a long time. So grab some popcorn and your favorite soda. No, not soda. Soda's not good for you. Grab some popcorn and a strawberry acai refresher and let's chat. Okay, so let's start with the most obvious. We're in a very new location. Yes, we are. I have finally found a podcast studio here in New York. So in California, I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, but in California, the podcast studio that I film at is in my house. So whenever guests would come over, they'd come over to my house, we'd film. What was nice about that is that it's always quiet in there because it's literally my house and no one's there. However, in New York and at NYU, I've been struggling to find a consistent place where I can record, sit down, chat with, talk to whoever I'm with, and not be interrupted. I was struggling because inside my dorm building, there's lounges, but one of the lounges is a fun lounge, and then the other one's the quiet room, which if you guys have watched previous episodes, you know that's where I've been filming, the quiet room, which talking in a podcast is obviously not being quiet. It's quite literally the most opposite. And people would come in while we were filming and they'd see me and then they would leave because I'm talking to a camera. Of course they would leave. And they wanted a quiet place to study. So they would leave. But actually, someone left a comment on my Instagram post saying that their school has a recording studio and that I should find one. So I did some research and I found this place. You basically just book it for 2-hour periods and you can come in here, record. I am in a soundproof room right now and they actually did provide mics and camera and all the stuff for me, tripods, everything. So nice. But I already had that stuff myself, and because I am just by myself all the time and I don't have my mom or anyone else with me, sometimes I have Lola, but I don't today. So I just wanted to use all the equipment I'm familiar with, but maybe we'll upgrade soon to handheld mics because I'm literally staring at them across from me. But I just wanted to, get comfortable, just try out this place first. I literally love it. It was so easy. The guy helped me when I walked in. Yeah, you guys don't care about the boring details. But we have officially found a place for me to record in New York, and I'm really excited because it only will just elevate the episodes, I feel like. I get in a groove of talking with my guests, and when someone walks in, it makes me lose my train of thought. So then I'm just oh geez. I've never filmed an episode of me just sitting in a room talking by myself because even the episodes that I've done by myself, my mom has been behind the camera with me, obviously in California. So this is just so crazy. This seems like Ken's unfiltered. Ken's unleashed. I can just literally say whatever I want and no one will hear. So basically I'm in a soundproof room with amazing lighting, equipment, and I could not be happier. But I asked you guys on Instagram some questions, and you guys seriously always have the best questions. I don't know how you come up with it, because when I had the idea, or when I planned out my content and I knew I was going to film this video and post it, I have a bunch of things I want to talk about in mind. But then I ended up posting questions because you guys always ask things that I never even like would think about talking about. And I love that because I love talking. So I will sit here and talk about anything for hours on end. But I think we should just dive into the questions because your guys' questions hit all of the talking points that I want to talk about. So it all works together. And we have a very exciting reveal at the end of this that I have yet to show on YouTube. I think there might be some sneak peeks of it on Instagram, but it's never been shown on YouTube. So I'm very excited, and I thought this episode was just me. It was the perfect way to show it. Reagan, I miss you. I just viewed her Instagram story. Okay. So obviously, a very common question I received is, how is college? College in New York is literally insane. So I honestly don't think I had any idea of what I was walking into. I think my first things were, I'm so excited to be moving to New York with my best friend. Like, I was just so excited for that. But I don't think I really processed and thought like what my days would look like. And I have very long days. Like on Monday and Wednesdays, I end at 5, but like that's going 9 to 5 with no break. So then I'm like super tired. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, and today's a Tuesday, so I have a little bit of a break. We end at 1:45, but I've been having like rehearsals starting at 4, which I have today. So I'm filming this from like 2 to 3, like in a certain time period. And honestly, like that's been hard, managing my busy schedule and just like dancing a lot, which I am used to. I am used to dancing a lot, but I am dancing a lot. Managing that, taking care of my body, but then also just like fully for my first time in my life, like taking care of myself. Like I don't have my mom with me to like feed me or like do my laundry, just like everything like that. Like I have to do on my own, which has honestly just been so insane. Like managing and like learning how to do. I've always been a really independent person, I would say, but I've really had to make sure I prioritize the right things. And I feel like I've been doing a good job of that, is like knowing to put my health first, knowing to put my goals first. Like in college, I feel like, yes, it is an amazing time to like figure out what you want to do. But if you know what you want to do, I think every day you should be waking up and making choices to get to what you want to do. Because I have an idea, life goes in so many ways that you can never expect, for sure. You can't plan out your life. And I don't want to sit here and say, like, I know exactly what I'm going to do, because I don't. But I have an idea. I know the things that I love to do, and obviously I want to do the things in life that I love to do. So I've just been really prioritizing that. Like, if you've seen, I've been really consistent on YouTube. I've not missed a vlog or a podcast. And I don't plan to, because that is something I love to do. I love vlogging. I've been making lots of other content on other social medias. I love my podcast. Like, I've just been prioritizing the right things. And I have to say, in college, it's really easy to just do the fun things and like forget about the important things, if that makes sense. I'm seeing it around me, and I think it's so crazy. But if you have like I think you obviously should have fun, and I'm definitely having fun. I'm not like just like work. I'm having fun. And just like even like Loyla and I doing little things like waking up before ballet and going to get Blank Street, which is really good, by the way. That's fun. Like just like doing little things in the day is fun for me, where I don't need to go out at night and like have fun then, you know? Wow, I just went on a literal tangent. But the question was literally, how's college? College is good. I'm really excited to go back home soon and see my sisters and my family. But yeah, it is good, and I feel like I've done a good job of learning how to be independent, manage my time. You do have to learn how to manage your time for sure. I think like when you're at home with your mom, she can tell you like do your homework, or she can tell you time to put your phone away. And my mom still does that. She'll be like, why are you texting me? You should be sleeping. But you have someone there guiding you, obviously, and like helping you in a way. Whereas now, you're on your own. You're on your own, kid, and it's great. I love it. But obviously you get homesick and you miss, like, I miss California. There's, like, restaurants that even, like, restaurants Loyla and I talk about, like, oh, we're craving this. But, like, we don't have that here in New York. And then there's also the element of, like, me moving to New York, which is just, like, so insane. NYU is not a college campus, literally at all. You're walking mile to mile to get from class to class. Like, it is crazy. But I genuinely love it so much, and I am having the best time. So we're just going to see where life takes me. I'm going to keep working hard and putting myself first and putting my health and everything, keeping my priorities in check so that I can get the most out of college. I think Loyla and I made a video, our high school regrets, and she said in the video that I had a lot of regrets. And I think things that I regretted in high school was, like, towards the end of junior year and senior year, I was thriving. Everyone said I was thriving because I started putting myself first. And a regret I do have of high school is not doing that sooner. So I'm not going to make those same mistakes in college. Like, everyone was like, Kenz, you were thriving senior year. Like, what changed? I started putting myself first and, like, prioritizing the right things, my health, and everything just aligned. So hopefully in college, if I keep doing that, everything will just align and fall into place. Are you and Molly doing your weekly voice memos? So we must have talked about this in my episode with Molly, but yes, we do it every single week. We've yet to miss a week, and I literally love it. Most of the time, my voice memos are actually like 10 minutes, which is crazy. Hers are too, but I love it. I miss her so much. I just miss Pro 21 in general so much as well. But we have not missed a week of our weekly voice memos, and it's such a great way to catch up with someone and, like, know what happened throughout their week without having to, like, literally, like, blog. Like, I feel like in order to, like, genuinely know what someone's doing, you have to be doing, like, daily vlogs or something on, like, Snapchat. I don't know. But it's just, like, such a good way. It was such a good idea of hers to just, like, because now, like, I'm all caught up. Like, there's nothing she's missing out on from me or Loyla in college. Like, everything is just so, like, caught up with, and I love that because something I am, like, scared of is, like, obviously missing out. No, I do not have FOMO, okay? But something I am, like, oh, I don't want to, like, not know what people are doing just because I'm in college. So this is just, like, a great way. And I highly suggest it for any of you guys who are trying to keep in touch with literally anyone. It was such a perfect idea, and I love doing it. And every morning, Loyla and I wake up on Sunday, and we're like, time for our voice memo. We do it in the morning without doubt. We get so excited to do it. And it's also a really good way to mark time because we're always like, oh, my God, it's already Sunday again? Like, the week has already happened. The week has already happened. Like, it's time for our weekly voice memo again. So, like, it's a good way to mark time. I love doing the updates. Everything about it is great. So I highly recommend it. If you're really sad about leaving someone for whatever reason, do these because it is great. And they can be however long or short. Like, ours vary in length depending on what happened throughout the week. Yeah. And then obviously if there's something that really exciting happens, I text her, like, right then and there. But I like to save a lot of details for the weekly voice memo because it makes it more fun. But to answer your question, yes. Speaking of P21, someone asked, are you planning to go to any P21 comps? I hope so. I don't have any, like, flights booked or anything because I don't know my classes for next semester yet, which all the competitions would fall under. However, it depends on, like, how many absences I have. Basically, for your dance technique classes, you get 15 absences per semester, which, like, honestly, I feel like seems like a lot, and I've used 0 so far. But it's, like, if you miss a whole day, that would probably be, like, 5 absences if you have 5 technique classes that day. So it goes by, like, really quick. I have 0. I'm saving them, but I feel like I'm going to end up saving them and then never use them. But I've yet to have, like, a reason why I can't wake up and go to ballet in the morning. So, yeah, I'm saving my absences, but it restarts next semester. I wish I could just, like, not use any this semester and then have 30 next semester, but I definitely cannot do that. Because I feel like a lot more is happening next semester with just, like, competitions, life, stuff with the twins. Like, I just will want to be there for that, but I have to keep my absences in check, you know? Okay. Someone asked, like, what a day in the life looks like, and I've definitely posted a lot of videos about that. I've been obsessed with TikTok vlogs, and if you go on my TikTok, you will see multiple day in the life, so I'm actually doing one today. But I love it, so if you guys want to watch those for more in depth, go do that. But I'll just like give a little summary for you guys. So basically every day, Monday through Friday, we wake up, we go to ballet at 9 a.m., 9 to 10:30, then we have contemporary, 10:30 to 12, then things will start to differ. So I'll give you my Monday schedule. So after contemporary at 12, we walk to the writing the essay, which is just like a required class, and we have that from 12:30 to 1:45. And you're like, oh, 30-minute break, yes, but you're walking for like basically all of that 30-minute break to your next class, which is definitely a downside of going to a college in New York because you have no campus. You're walking from street to street. You're seeing so many people just like in the flesh of New York. But I mean, that can be a pro and a con for sure. So I'm writing the essay 12:30 to 1:45. Then 1:45 to 2 is my break. And we're late every single day because we cannot physically get from the writing the essay building back to the dance building by 2. We're late, but the teacher knows, so it's fine. So we have creative research, which is just like improv, like making phrases from 2 to 3:30. Then we go downstairs of the dance building and we have music from like 3:35 to 4:55 or 3:35 to 4, I don't know. We end at 5 on Monday, basically. And that's my day. And then I'm so tired every single time that Loyola and I will just like grab food and we'll go lay in the room and watch a show or like something, take a shower. We have to do laundry most of the time, just like doing other things like that. And then I go to sleep and I repeat it per day. It seems like a lot, but it's really fun and you just like get used to it. I remember the first day I was like, after like running from place to place, not knowing where I was going, like it was the most stressful thing. And I'm pretty sure I texted my mom and I was like, I cannot do this every single day. Like I'm gonna pass out. Like running from, oh my gosh, it was so stressful. And like I didn't like know how to manage it well. Like I didn't eat the whole day, so now I was like so hungry. Like I just like have found how to manage it, which I think is making it more enjoyable because when you make things manageable, it's more enjoyable and you get more out of it. So yeah, if you went to high school with me, you know that like the word to describe me in high school was present. Like my senior year, I was always present and it's one of my favorite words, presence. And I think I've just been trying to be present in whatever I'm doing, and that obviously makes everything more enjoyable because you're not missing out on anything. And so with being present in everything, I'm getting the most out of every single class and like not worrying about writing the essay when I'm in ballet class, just like really focusing on what I'm doing is going to help me get the most out of college. I think just like a lot of like my high school experiences have prepped me for now and just like being able to make good choices in college, and my mom, because my mom definitely helps me make good choices. Biggest NYC culture shock? That's a good question. I think like nothing I've seen here I haven't seen before. Obviously, like LA has a similar vibe, some parts of it, but it's definitely just like the subway. Oh my God, the subway, learning how to navigate through that because like driving around here isn't really a thing. I mean, yes, but like you can't get an Uber everywhere. That's like crazy. So we have to learn how to subway. Loyola's really good at it and I follow her. And there are times where it gets scary or just like walking at night, it gets scary, I guess. But just like always being with a group, I'm always with Loyola, so it's fine. But there's no like culture shock, I would say. Just like there are like scary parts of it for sure. And just being like two teenage girls walking around New York, and there's like so many things that have happened and like TikToks that are posted that my mom sends me that freaks me out. But just like staying safe, staying with people. And like I always want to go to Steps on Broadway classes and they end at 10 and Steps is really far. Okay, it's not really far. It's like just like past Juilliard, literally, from NYU. So I have to like sometimes say no to like some classes that I can go to just like for safety reasons. Like I can't get back alone on the subway at night. Like I have to find people to take these classes with me or I literally can't go. Like it's just, that's the harsh truth of it. Okay, a lot of people are asking if the twins are gonna vlog dance competitions. Because I'm not there and I used to. I give them full permission to, and I think they should, but I don't think they will, just because neither of them like it, I guess. Like, they don't like vlogging as much as I do. No one has to, like, I feel like someone would have to constantly be reminding them to vlog or they would forget. I think they like making, like, guest appearances in my videos and talking during my videos, but I don't know if they'd ever do their own vlog. So maybe you guys should leave a comment convincing them to make their own vlog. What are the biggest challenges you have in dance? This is a good question, and I think that my answer has changed from literally a year ago as it would be now. I think previously, before entering college, my biggest challenge in dance would just be the competition aspect of it and just like not feeling good enough because of placements. Like it's something we all go through. But then towards the end of it, I stopped caring about that and just started like focusing on myself, which obviously made it so much more enjoyable. But in college, there's no really competition aspect of it. Obviously, you're not competing for anything. You don't get a plaque at the end of the day. Like there's no like student of the month. Like it's just like nothing like that. It's very like individualized. So I think the challenge I have with dance is like, well, specifically at NYU, it's definitely the lack of like jazz because obviously going from Prod 21 to such strictly concert dance has been really hard, but I've been finding ways to manage it, like learning the combo videos that Molly does, or like going to take jazz classes in New York, like at Steps. And you guys also have been DMing me such great places to take jazz, like, and I'm so excited to try them all. But I've just been like trying to navigate that for sure because doing ballet and modern every single day is not something I'm used to. So I've definitely been finding a new love for ballet. Not a new love, I don't think I ever loved it, but finding a love for ballet and just like making it enjoyable. Yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard with the lack of commercial, but we're getting such amazing technique that I think it like compensates for it. Because if I'm keeping up with my jazz, then all of this technique I'm gaining will go over to my jazz and then I will become a stronger dancer. I just like can't lose that element of jazz that like Molly has trained me so hard in. And I mean, I'm not gonna get better at it because I don't have her like giving me corrections, but just like every week learning her combos and like trying to envision what she would say to me during the combos definitely has been helping. So just like doing things like that. But I think dance always has its ups and downs. Like yesterday was a really bad turning day for me and I was getting really frustrated, but then today it was literally fine. So just like every day you're not going to be perfect. Every day your leg isn't going to be as high as it was the last day. But just like working through that, you will come out stronger, I think, in the end. So just like knowing that you have good and bad days, but I think that's with everything. Everything you have good and bad days. Life is full of good and bad days. But that's what makes the good days even better. I literally feel like an inspirational speaker in this podcast. I was kind of touching on this earlier. How's the change affected you mentally now, being more independent? I don't think I'm like sadder or like anything like that just because I'm independent, just because I've always been an independent person. And I love independence. I don't like being dependent on someone. I think like I don't like that. I don't like having to depend on someone for literally anything. So I like it. I do miss my mom folding my laundry for sure. But I think I've been staying on top of everything and just like by staying on top of everything, I'm not getting like mentally like anything really. If you just like keep up with everything, nothing will pile on top of each other and then everything will be fine. So I've been genuinely doing good. Fave class so far? That's a good question. Okay, so I really like production. We have production on Fridays, and you learn like the behind the scenes of everything going into a show. And I actually just teched the first NYU show, and I was videographer, very fitting, and I loved it. And I loved learning how to use, I've never used a camera like that. I love doing it. We have a lot of different classes aside from dance, but they all relate to dance in a way, and that's what I really love. Like music, we're learning about music, but it obviously relates to dance, and we're learning how to tell time. Just like everything like goes back to making you a stronger dancer, which I love. But if I had to pick a favorite class, it'd probably be production, although I did just get a 4 out of 10 on my assignment, so I had to email her because it literally was an F because I did it wrong. But, you know. Someone said, have you talked to Molly or any of the P21 girls? Yes, I obviously keep in touch with literally everyone, and the twins FaceTime me all the time, like, at Prod 21. So then, like, I literally was like, hi, Danny, when he was teaching at Prod 21. So I've definitely been keeping in touch with everyone, and I love it. And I definitely have, like, FOMO of that. But, like, I literally was like, I want to be at Danny, but I obviously can't just fly over there. Someone asked, do you feel like you and Loyola have become closer friends? I actually asked her this last night. I was like, what can we do to become more bonded? We literally, like, do so much together. I don't know if we've become closer because we were already just, like, so close. But, I mean, we are living together now, literally. And we would spend, like, 18/7 together rather than 24/7 together. And now we're spending, like, 24/7 together. So it's, like, we see each other, like, more, but, like, nothing's like changed between us, if that makes sense, you know? I don't know. You are moving your podcast to NYU. Where do you record? From now, here. The only thing with this place is like there's limited times available, and it's kind of hard to make work with like me and my guests, and like just like making sure that like we both can be at a certain place at a certain time. That's what's hard, but I think I'm going to try to just stick to this location from here on out, and I'll keep making it cooler as we continue, but yeah. Is NYC concert or commercial? So NYU is definitely very concert. I don't know if New York in general is more concert or commercial. I haven't explored it outside enough, but the classes I've taken at Steps, I've taken a jazz class, and then I've taken like 4 contemporary classes, so I've taken more contemporary, but someone recommended me a really good jazz class that I looked at his Instagram, and he looks really good, so I'm going to go soon. But I think there is more contemporary classes, or maybe like hip-hop, but like, I don't know. I just like know more of the contemporary teachers here than I do jazz, but that is just like getting used to the faculty that are in New York, if that makes sense. Do you miss competing? This is a really tough question, actually. I don't think I miss, like, the competing part of it, like, getting scored. I don't know, because even then, I just, like, live off of feedback, and, like, that, like, drives me. Like, corrections, like, drive me to be better. So, like, I never have, like, not wanted to hear my critiques or anything like that. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, Prod 21 hasn't started competing yet, so maybe we should revisit that question when they start competing, and then I'll be able to tell more. But, like, one competition literally has happened of the season, and I was actually there, and I was at Nouveau, and it was just, like, such a crazy environment. I took 2 classes because I was filming podcast, and it was, like, so wild to be back in that environment, but also, like, I haven't been out of it for literally any time at all. So it was just, like, weird. But, like, I don't know. So we're going to have to revisit that question. Does NYU have a dining hall? So, yes, they have multiple dining halls in all different locations, but there's no dining hall in the building that Loyola and I live in. I just don't like the food at all. If you know me, I'm always like, my stomach hurts, my stomach hurts. And I just feel like every time I go to the dining hall, my stomach hurts. So I've not been doing very good at eating at the dining hall. However, we do have these things called dining dollars, and you get a certain amount of them with your meal plan, and I've been trying to spend them, and you can spend them at places like Starbucks. That's the only place I've spend it at. But you know, if you know me, I love Starbucks, so hey, it's fine. But yeah, a meal plan was not optional for like your freshman year, which is really a problem because I really don't use it. I've been trying, but I just really don't use it. The breakfast is good. The omelet, it's good, but that's like genuinely the only thing I like. But I told my mom to choose the very lowest plan because she researched everywhere, and she could not find any place to like opt out of the meal plan. So unfortunately, we had to get it, but it's fine because I'm going to use it. I'm going to start using it. And you can donate your meal swipes, which I will definitely be doing because I have so many left. But yeah, basically you have to have a meal plan your first year at NYU. And there are dining halls all around the city, but I've not gone to all of them, like even a little. Have you seen any famous people yet? Okay, so I went to like the park pop-up and the park pop-up and the Dairy Boy pop-up, and both of the owners were there. So if you consider them famous, then yes. But no, I've not. Oh my gosh, Paris Hilton was here, and everyone saw her. There's a lot of famous people's kids going to NYU, which is always in conversation. Do you like the East Coast or West Coast better? I definitely like the West Coast better. I do not like how cold it gets here. I don't like the air in New York. It's so gross. Like, you actually feel like you can never breathe when you're walking around. That might be dramatic, but like, I just like am a clean, like I like the clean, and you do not inhale and feel clean unless you're in our dorm room because we have an air purifier, which is much needed, but like it's just not as fresh. It's not as fresh as California, and I also don't like how cold it gets. I do not like the cold. Everyone says New York is a vibe during Christmas, and I will let you guys know, but the weather right now is not a vibe, especially at 8 in the morning when we're walking from our dorm to the dance building. I'm literally freezing cold, and I do not like it, and it's only October, so. How many new crushes? 0. Yeah, I don't know. Loyola can answer this question better than I can, for sure. But I do not have any new crushes. I've not even like made a effort to have any new crushes. Obviously, like I was saying, having priorities, that is not one of my priorities right now. I mean, I've talked to someone on the baseball team, but yeah, no new crushes, unfortunately. And fortunately, I don't have time to deal with a boy in my life right now. We have to keep the priorities straight. A lot of you guys' questions are, have an interview with Crystal now that she's in New York. Yes, it will happen. Don't worry, I've been talking to her, and it eventually will happen. She's so busy, she is a prodigy, being the prodigy she is, so I don't want to disrupt from her busy schedule, but we will make it happen, I promise. I think, obviously in California, I knew more people than I do here, so it was easier to get a guest every week, but I have been reaching out to people, and I will make it happen. And let me know who you guys want to see on the podcast, because you guys give the best recommendations ever, and just doing that gives me ideas of who I should reach out to. Funny stories. I don't really know if I have any like hysterical moments. Like my first time on the subway was also my first time hanging out with, or my first time Loyola and I hung out with our friend Kirsten. Oh, we talked about this on her episode, but I literally was like crying because it was so hot, and Loyola was so embarrassed because it was our first time hanging out with this girl, and she was like, what the heck is Kenz doing? Like, yeah, I've just been like so weird. I've just been being myself around people, and if they don't like it, it's kind of a take it or leave it situation, you know? Are you happy with your college choice? Yes, obviously, I am very happy with my college choice, and I'm learning how to navigate through it all, and I love the classes I'm taking this semester. They were very like pre-planned for me, But I think next semester and sophomore year, I'll have more like leeway to like do what I want and potentially double major. And so just like I'll be able to keep incorporating things that I love to do. And even though I didn't get to choose any of my classes this year, besides like my one Gen Ed class that I have, I do love them all. So I think it's great. A lot of people are asking about culture shocks. What were some culture shock moments dancing at NYU for the first few weeks? I just think like going back to what I said, just like how concert it really is. Like it was so concert and there's genuinely no jazz, like no upbeat. I do not like hear, I'm not in one single class where like lyrics are played. It's all like someone playing it for you. We have like an accompanist, I'm not saying it right, but we have an accompanist in every single class that we take, which is obviously so special and just like you learn so much from dancing from live music. So we do every single class in live music, but with that, like you're not hearing any songs like per se. But yeah, that was definitely something for me, just like the lack of jazz. I think just like seeing how everyone dances, everyone's so talented, but everyone dances so differently, which is so like cool and interesting to like learn from everyone else. That's been really cool to just like see whose style you're most like, or like who can you really learn from. I think you can learn something from everyone. So just like learning something from that, and everyone's here for a reason. So yeah, I don't know. Have you found your go-to deli yet? Yes, we have. It is so good. It's called Yummy Hive, if you know what that is. And it's like in between the dance building and Loyola and I's dorm. So, but it's closer to the dance building, basically. It's like a couple streets from the dance building. We pass it every single day walking there, and it's so good. So basically, okay, Loyola thought it was appealing from the outside. So one day we went, only she got something, I didn't get anything. She was life changed by this sandwich she had, okay? So the next like week we went and I got something, I thought it was really good. It was just like a panini, okay? But the thing about this deli is that it has every single thing you could possibly think of, okay? Let me give you a little summary. So they have so many sandwiches, like paninis, subs, like anything you could ever want. Chicken tenders, fries, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, salads, like grilled chicken, which I love. Then they have smoothies, acai bowls, quesadillas, like actually everything. I have not ventured out at all. I don't like acai, so I wouldn't even get anything, but I don't like smoothies or anything like that. They actually have everything. Bagels. They actually have everything you could possibly think of. Sometimes when Lila and I are extra tired in the morning, we'll stop and I'll get a matcha and she'll get a coffee. They have like stuff like that, but it's so good. We've only gone for lunch, so I've never tried like their pancakes or their bagels, but it's really good. And it's open 24 hours, which I personally find sketchy. And I told Lila I find this sketchy that it's open 24 hours, but it is yet to do us wrong. And I hope it never does because it is so good. How much different is dancing now compared to when you were convention girls? I just think like the competition element being removed, and also just like in the competition world and even like dancing at a dance studio, not everyone is going to go to pursue dance professionally. It's just like something they love to do for the time being, but like they're going to go to college as a biology major, like they're going to pursue a different major. Whereas now in college, everyone's in the dance major, all we do is dance basically. You obviously find yourself or see yourself dancing in the future. So just like knowing everyone there is so committed and there just to like become a professional dancer or find something in life to do with dance is also just like makes the space so much more inspiring because like everyone is there because they want to do something with dance basically. Otherwise, you wouldn't be going to college for dance. You would switch majors or do other things like that, which is obviously totally fine. That does not mean you don't love dance. But just like being in a space where everyone is just like, you can see it. Just like everyone is like grasping for knowledge and just like wants to learn. It just like makes it so inspiring and it makes you work harder and it makes you just like more invested. Yeah, I think I've touched on all of you guys' questions, but I obviously can film these at any time you guys want, so if you have more questions, comment them down below. But it is now time for our big reveal. So you guys have definitely seen my gray and green, blue and white merch, but I actually ran out by the time I left in California, and I had no more, which was perfect because we got some remade, and a lot of people ask me if I'm gonna sell these, and I think that might be in the works soon. But we have made purple and white hoodies, which are special for the New York guests because purple and white are NYU colors. So if you're on the podcast in New York or during my NYU life, you will get a purple and white hoodie. And I also have a new sign. I feel like you guys have seen that. Maybe it's been in the back of a couple of my videos. I have a new sign, and people are now signing the board, which is new for my New York edition. So season 2 has shifted from season 1, and I'm so grateful for all my season 1 guests. You've got me to season 2, but we are ready for season 2, baby. And there's some people from season 1 that need to make their appearance on season 2, which will definitely be happening soon. But I think that's it for now. I will see you guys next week with a new podcast, and I'll be back with a guest or 2. Wink, wink. But I love you all, and I hope you guys have been keeping up with everything. And if you have any more questions at all, comment them down below, and I will answer them. Have the best week or day or night. I love you all. Bye!
But then the other times, there's nobody better than this. Even though you never